Welcome back to the workshop. So a couple of small jobs today. First off is a customer job, and we want another oil catch can like the one I've got in the rally car. So pretty much just going to make this again. A couple of small mods. Doesn't need the inlet for the breather for the gearbox, just the inlet for the breather for the engine. So first off, already cut out this little sheet of LE. Got to bang a hole in there for the breather, and then go over the bender and bend the first two bends, and then over the lathe and quickly turn up a couple of ports out of this LE tube. So let's see how quickly we can smash this out. Quick center punch. Alright, quick center drill. I'm drilling this before I bend it just because it'll be a bit of a mould to drill once it's bent. And then the king of tools, the step drill. I want to go to 18mm for that tube. It's 17.8 or some horrible imperial size, but 18 should be fine. Make sure I'm not drilling into the table. It's really up to 16. Double check. Yep. One more. Good on the other side. Hold on, what's going on there? So that is why you should always zero your verniers before you use them. I had a 1mm offset. This tube is actually 18.7, and we have a 18mm hole now. Unfortunately, my step drill goes up by 2mm increments, so it's probably some hand finishing on that bad boy. No problem. We'll do that now, and then over to the bender. Okay, now we have a 18.7mm sort of round hole. Let's bend up these returns. Alright, bend one, 90 degrees. Ooh. Not quite there. Bend two, 90 degrees. Renas! Oh no, the hole's on the wrong side. Okay, first off, bases. That's sticking out a little bit far. Pitan aluminium tube. There we go. Clamp down, maybe a little bit excessively, but every little bit helps. Not the greatest aluminium welder. I've found that cleanliness is the absolute key, so I've scrubbed all the surfaces down with a bit of the green Scotch-Brite pad to get rid of the sort of surface corrosion and then wipe everything down with acetone. So let's see if we can't destroy our first part. Maybe try turning it on AC first. Disaster it could have been. The weld's come up pretty nice. I'm still getting used to using a foot controller. I'm used to having a little amp controller on the handle, but for LE welding you really need the foot controller. Sorry about not getting any footage, but I started to get performance anxiety, so I had to switch the camera off. So I'll let that cool down and then move on to the back plate and the two sides. So I've cut a simple back plate out. Now I'm just going to weld this corner and then weld in this corner. A little bit easier than the inlet port, or the outlet port, I hope. We seem to have an earth issue. That's why you should only do a half-assed job painting your welding bench, so that your earth cable always earths to something. Okay, take two. Not too bad. A lot easier than the inlet port. So, let it cool down a bit, flip it over and weld this one. Cut the two sides out and welded in the inlet for the oil overflow from the engine. So, time to tack it up. I cut the side plates out on the bandsaw this time. I've heard or saw on YouTube or something that using the angle grinder to cut aluminium can cause impurities to be embedded in the cut edge, which doesn't help the welding. I think the best way to do it is on a guillotine, but there's no way my guillotine can cut 2mm LE that long, unfortunately. So the bandsaw I think is the next best option. Apparently even filing the edges, the galling of the file can embed impurities into the aluminium. I don't know if it's true, but let's face it, I need all the help I can get. So I think I'll tack both sides all the way around and then go for it. And that, my friends, is why they invented water-cooled torches. I think I started holding the torch up there, ended up holding it down there. I'm surprised it didn't melt. But that's all come up very nicely. 8 billion degrees, so let it cool down and we'll make the tag up. All finished and mounted in the car with the race tape. I haven't drilled any of the holes. I'll leave that up to the customer to work out exactly where they want to drill the mounting holes. It sits up a little bit higher than my one because they want to run the original alfa brake switch, which lives down here off the mounting bracket for the bottom tag. So I had to lift it up to clear that. And But yeah, it all fits in there nicely, and all those other welds came up really good. I think definitely the bandsaw does make a difference. Does leave a cleaner cut in terms of impurities in the alley, and it helps the welding. So time for a beer, I reckon. Thanks for watching.